In this lesson, we are going to learn how to develop a Three.js application using the build tool. Build tools are tools that automate the development and deployment process of JavaScript applications. These tools optimize and bundle code, manage dependencies, inspect code, run tests, compress code, and more. Since most projects use build tools these days, the Three.js documentation seems to start with how to use them. Oh, before we install it, I have one thing to tell you. If the build tools you install this time don't work as expected, don't waste too much time troubleshooting installation-related issues. You can proceed with the class using the CDN used last time. The development environment is different, but the code to write the application is the same. Since you are installing external tools, there may be unexpected mistakes or problems depending on your environment or settings. That's why I'm telling you this, just in case. Usually there won't be any problems, so don't worry. First, install Node.js. Node.js is required to install and run the build tool. If you have already installed it, you can skip it. If you search for Node.js, you can find the website right away. There will be no problem if you install the LTS version. Pause the video and install. Please drag and drop folder 2 into VS Code. Folder 2 is set as the project folder. There are many build tools, but we are going to use Vite, which is introduced in the official documentation of Three.js. Vite is a popular front-end build tool whose main goal is to minimize build times while providing a fast development environment. Let's install Vite. You need to use Mac's terminal or Windows command prompt, but will conveniently use the terminal built into VS Code. Open a terminal by clicking New Terminal in the menu. Check that the current location is the folder 2 Vite in the terminal. I've written how to install it in readme.txt. We will install it using NPM, Node.js package management command. First, copy the first command, paste it into the terminal, and press enter. Vite is being installed. Once the installation is complete, we will install Three.js this time. Copy the second statement and press enter. If you open package.json, you will see the Vite and Three.js we just installed. When installing Vite, I added the option -d to use it only in the development environment, so it was included in dev dependencies. If it is a package that will only be used in a development environment, such as Vite, you can run the command with the -d option. Now, let's run the server. Please copy and paste or type npm start. When you press enter, the server will run. If you access the address shown here, our test example ran fine. Now let's check the folder structure. In the folder public there is the folder models and there is a palm tree model file that can be seen on the screen. The reason the model file is placed in the folder public is because Vite's configuration file, viteconfig.js, sets the default path for static files such as images and 3D models to the folder public. Now let's check the folder src. This contains HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. This is where the source code we develop goes into. If you are using Vite in your development environment, put the source codes you created into folder src. Now, let's edit main.js a little bit. This is the same main.js file we used when working with the CDN. If you comment out this part. Likewise, the view has changed, right? And just like when using a live server, if you save the edited code, the screen is automatically updated without refreshing, which is very convenient. Well, development can be done with the server running like this. After development is completed, how can we create the files that will be finally uploaded to the server? It's the last part in the readme.txt file. When you run npm run build, the folder dist is automatically created, and files for distribution are included in it. We upload these files to the web server to serve our website. This is build. The reason the created folder name is dist is because it was set to dist in vite-config.js. The commands written in readme.txt are defined in package.json. Because the script properties were defined like this, commands such as start or build could be used. So far, we have learned how to run a server and build files using Vite. Whether you use the CDN or Vite, there is no difference in the core content of developing Three.js applications. As you proceed with the class, write source code in an environment that is more comfortable for you. See you in the next lesson. This lesson is the basic part of build a first-person view 3D website with Three.js. If you're interested in the full course, check out the link in the video description. And don't worry, you can still learn the basics of Three.js by watching this YouTube playlist without watching the full course.